The Commanders, I said K goes to Washington. Here we go. They've dropped back-to-back games. I don't want to see this. I, as you know, blame Kevin Durant's hat.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant stopped wearing the magic hat. The picks were off. I'm surprised the Cowboys aren't winning and blowing people out. Okay, so we need to get these Commanders back on track. The league's better. The NFC East is way better when they are. They have the Cowboys on Sunday. Is there something that you're noticing that people who aren't sick pups like me have not?
There is, and I think there's a huge matchup advantage in this one for the Commanders. And it has to do with the way that Cliff Kingsbury's using those running backs. This offense has been at its best when both Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler have been on the field at the same time.
Let's look.
He's been using them together in a way that you don't really see in this era of NFL football. And Washington is averaging almost 9 yards per play in those packages, which is ridiculous. Let's go to the tape, and I'll show you why I'm smashing the over when it comes to all of Washington's rushing props this weekend.
Let's look.
So here you go. You're going to see Austin Eckler and Robinson in the backfield together here, and it just gives you so much to have to look at as a defense. It's an inside zone read. They're leaving Josh Sweat, the end man, at the line of scrimmage unblocked. Austin Eckler is going to be out in front as the lead blocker if Jayden does pull it, but Sweat sits there, so he's going to give this ball to Brian Robinson. And you'll see there's 3 defenders with their eyes on Jayden.
Yeah.
Now all Brian Robinson has to do is make Zach Bond miss. I love the way he presses this to the outside, and then he's going to bend it back inside, and it takes a lot more than arm tackles to get him down. He is such a tough physical runner, just running through this Eagles defense, gets them down to the goal line. He would score on the next play. So then what happens if you don't pay that much attention to Jayden, right? And you pay more attention to the running backs? Here it is with Eckler, and even Jeremy McNichols gets into the equation at times.
Poison.
So here they're going to pull both the guard and tackle. That gets the linebackers all flowing to the left. Jayden's going to read again, the end man on the line of scrimmage, Chase on. And you'll see here, even though Chase on doesn't close super aggressively, he still says, hey, I can beat him in a foot race to the outside. He's going to pull the ball this time. And watch what happens. Everybody closes on McNichols thinking he has the ball, especially because of those pullers. And now Jayden has the ball at the edge with space, with blockers in front of him. And he's off to the races. We haven't seen as much of this lately since that rib injury from him, which actually happened on this play. But he's still so dangerous with his legs. I wonder if we see a little more of it this weekend. And then even in a little different look here, Robinson back there in pistol, Eckler off to the side. Look at the eyes in the backfield. They're anticipating zone read. Everybody's waiting to see what Jayden decides to do here. Eckler's going to slip out into the flat.
Where's Eckler? Oh, yeah. Ooh,
nobody accounts for him because all eyes are on Jayden again. So no matter what you do, they can beat you in so many different ways. It's so hard to defend. And the Cowboys especially have had a really hard time dealing with read option-based schemes this year because teams have been able to take Michael Parsons out of the equation by making him that read key. And so I put a little something together, and that's why I'm going all in on Commanders props for this Sunday. Give me Austin Eckler over 48.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Okay.
Brian Robinson Jr. 60-plus rushing yards.
Okay.
Brian Robinson Jr. anytime touchdown. And I like the Commanders minus 6.5 in the alt spread.
So you think Eckler's going to have a day?
I do.
I mean, the Cowboys.
That's another underreaction we have to talk about.
Run defense. Not great. Is anybody worse than them? They're 31st. Who's worse than them? I don't know either. I don't know, but they're not great. We're not saying Austin Eckler's the same kind of runner as Joe Mixon, but he had a lot of success running all over them. This is a big one. This is like I hate the must-win trite sort of hackneyed thing, but like this is a must-win for them, I think. And if they can get it, it bumps them to a 94% chance of making the playoffs.
That's huge.
You want that. They got to get this one to restore some excitement, at least for me, for my selfish needs. So you think Eckler's going to have?
I do.
It's going to be a
Him
big
and
run
Robinson.
game.
Yeah. They're both going to go off.
Okay, we got
And
2
we might see Jayden
underreactions out of that. Well done. Thanks for
There you go.
making me smarter. Good stuff.